Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. This is Saida Sala and today I'm here with an interesting and inspiring conversation with Maya and AI tool. And I'll ask a few questions and Maya will provide me the answers. So let's start. Hello Maya, how are you?
I'm ready. I'm doing wonderful.
Okay, so Maya, our today's topic is about whatever. So let's begin. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's dive in.
Okay, so my first question is for you that what does whatever mean to you?
To me, whatever is like the ultimate conversational wild card. It's that one word that can either be a relaxed, I'm fine with anything, or a sharp, I'm done talking about this. It all depends on the tone.
Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you for sharing. So, my next question is when do people usually use this word?
It's usually a go to when someone's feeling indifferent or just wants to avoid making a decision. Like when you're trying to pick a movie and you just don't have a strong preference. But then there's the other side, the whatever used as a shield when someone's actually annoyed. You can tell just by the sigh that comes with it.
I understand that happens a lot in daily life. So, my next question is
I've heard that.
whatever always negative?
Not at all. It can be super positive, like when you're totally relaxed and just going with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. It's almost like a little breath of fresh air when you're not stressing over the details.
Nice point. I never thought about it that way. So, my next question is can it sometimes sound rude?
Oh, definitely. It can be a total conversation killer if it comes across as dismissive. Like if someone's pouring their heart out and you just hit them with a whatever, that's basically the linguistic equivalent of slamming a door. It's all about the energy you put behind it.
That's true. Tone really matters. So, my next question is why do young people use it so much?
I think it's the perfect tool for avoiding commitment. And sank is a quick way to act nonchalant or protect yourself by not sounding too invested in something. Plus, it's just efficient. Why use a whole sentence when one word does the trick?
Very good explanation. So, my next question is does this word show confidence or attitude?
It's a bit of both, honestly. Depending on the person, it can be a sign of confidence, like they're so secure, they don't need to sweat the small stuff. But then it can easily slide.
Interesting perspective. So, my next question is can whatever hurt someone's feelings?
Isn't lips are sealed.
I'll repeat my question. I asked that can whatever hurt someone's feelings?
It absolutely can. When someone is looking for validation or a real connection, being met with whatever can feel like a wall.
I agree, words can affect emotions. So,
I'm with you.
Okay, I'll repeat my question. Is it common on social media?
Oh, for sure. Between the sarcastic captions and the quick replies in a comment section, it's basically the shorthand for I'm over this or I don't care enough to argue. It's just so fast and punchy, which fits the whole energy of social media.
Yes, I have noticed that too. So, my next question is, how has this phrase changed over time?
It's shifted from being a literal statement to a social tool. It used to be more about whether something was actually correct or true, but now it's a verbal shrug. It's a way to avoid a decision or just signal that you're done with a topic. It's evolved into this kind of linguistic armor we use to keep things casual.
That's a great observation. So, my next question is it part of modern slang?
Absolutely. It's a staple of modern slang because it's so versatile. It fits right into that low effort style of speaking where you can convey a whole mood without having to actually use a full sentence. It's the ultimate shortcut.
Thank you, that makes sense. So, my next question is, do friends use this word often?
Oh, all the time. It's that classic I trust you to pick the restaurant move. But it can also be that passive aggressive whatever when a joke goes too far. Between friends, it's usually a sign of comfort since you can be that blunt without it being a huge deal.
That's relatable. So, my next question is, can teachers use it professionally?
Probably not. It would definitely feel a bit out of place. A teacher using whatever in a professional way could easily come across as dismissive or like they've just given up on the lesson. It's a bit too casual for the classroom, don't you think?
Interesting answer. So, my next question is, should we avoid saying it to elders?
In most cases, yeah. It can definitely come across as disrespectful. Elders usually value a bit more formality or a clear answer, so hitting them with a whatever might feel like you're brushing them off or ignoring their wisdom. It's a risky move if you want to stay in their good books.
Yes, respect is definitely important. So, my next question is, does body language affect its meaning?
Huge time. A little eye roll or a sigh can turn a simple whatever into a total conversation killer. But if you say it with a shrug and a smile, it's just being laid back. The body is basically doing half the talking there.
Very true, expressions matter too. So, my next question is, can it be funny sometimes?
Totally. It can be, especially when it's used ironically or as a punchline to a ridiculous situation. Like if everything is going completely wrong and you just look at your friend and go, whatever, it turns the chaos into a joke. It's all about the timing.
Good example. So, my next question is, does it show carelessness? Maya?
It can, but it's a double edged sword. On one hand, it can look like you just don't care about the outcome. But on the other, it can show a kind of confidence, like you're secure enough that the small stuff doesn't rattle you. It's a fine line between being carefree and just being careless.
That's an important point. So, my next question is, can it end arguments?
It can, but it's a risky way to do it. Sometimes it ends an argument because someone finally gives up, which isn't really a resolution. It's more like a white flag of frustration. But then there's the version where it's used to just let go of a petty disagreement and move on. It's basically the difference between I'm done fighting and this isn't worth our energy.
Interesting way to see it. So, my next question is, does it sometimes create more problems?
Oh, for sure. It can actually be a gasoline fire in some situations. If someone is trying to have a serious conversation about their feelings and you hit them with whatever, it doesn't just end the discussion, it tells them that their emotions aren't important. That's how a small disagreement turns into a week-long cold shoulder.
I can understand that. So, my next question is it
It's
better
tough.
than staying silent?
It's a tough call. Silence can feel heavy and awkward, while whatever is at least a response. But silence is usually safer because it gives people a chance to think, whereas whatever can feel like a slap in the face. It really depends on if you're trying to protect the peace or just end the talk.
Nice comparison. So, my next question is can tone change its meaning completely?
Tone makes it a question or a check in, but a flat, sharp tone turns it into a wall. It's the same word, but the energy completely flips the script.
Absolutely, tone changes everything. So, my next question is why do people become indifferent?
Ooh, that's a deep one. It's usually a defense mechanism. Sometimes people have just been let down too many times, so they stop investing emotionally to protect themselves from getting hurt. Other times, it's just mental burnout when the world feels like too much. Indifference is like a way to go on autopilot just to survive the day.
That's deep and meaningful. So, my next question is can stress make people say whatever?
It definitely can. When the brain is overloaded, it just doesn't have the energy to process complex emotions or make a decision. Whatever becomes a mental escape hatch, a way to stop the noise and just shut it all down for a second.
Very
It's less
thoughtful
about not
answer.
caring and more about being. I appreciate that.
Yes,
Any more questions on your list, or are we starting to wrap up the deep dive into whatever?
very thoughtful answer. So, my next question is does it reflect frustration?
It definitely does. Often it's the sound of someone who has reached their limit. It's that point where you've tried to explain yourself 3 times and the other person still isn't getting it. So you just throw up your hands and say whatever. It's less of a word and more of a verbal exhale of frustration.
Can it I agree with that. So, my next
Glad you think
question
so.
is yes. Can it hide emotions?
It's a master of disguise. It's the perfect shield. You can use it to hide sadness, anxiety, or even excitement, just to keep people from seeing what's actually going on inside. It's basically a way of saying, I'm not ready to talk about this without actually having to say the words. Do you think people do that often?
Yes, I really think so. Interesting perspective. So, my next question is it sometimes a defense mechanism?
100%. It's a way to create distance. By acting like you don't care, you're essentially telling the world that nothing can get close enough to actually hurt you. It's like putting up a linguistic wall to stay safe.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So, my next question is can this word affect relationships?
It can, and usually not in a great way. If it becomes the default response in a relationship, it kills intimacy. It, tells the other person that their thoughts or feelings aren't worth the effort of a real conversation. Over time, that whatever can turn into huge gap between two people.
Relationships really depend on communication. Okay, so my next question is does it show emotional distance?
It absolutely does. It's the ultimate signal that someone has checked out of the moment. Instead of engaging with the actual feeling or the problem, it creates this invisible barrier. It's like saying, I'm here physically, but I'm not emotionally available for this right now.
Very insightful answer. So, my next question is, can it reduce
Thanks.
serious conversations? You're welcome.
I'm always happy to help. So, are we still diving into whatever? Or is there something else on your mind?
Yes, I asked a question later from you that can it reduce serious conversations?
It definitely can. It's basically the fastest way to shut a conversation down. If someone is trying to open up about something heavy or important and they get a whatever in return, it doesn't just stop the talk, it effectively kills the momentum and the trust. It's like slamming a door right when someone was finally brave enough to walk through it. It can make
Good
a,
point.
which usually just, I appreciate that. Any more questions for me, or are we reaching the end of our list?
Yes, there are a lot of questions, and I have to ask from you. So, my next question is, why do some people overuse this phrase?
It's often a habit, really. For some, it's just a linguistic crutch, something to fill the gap when they can't find the right word. For others, it's a way to maintain a certain image, like acting too cool to be bothered by anything. It's basically a verbal safety blanket that keeps them from having to be too vulnerable or specific. Do you think it's more about habit or a mask?
That's true in many situations. So, my next question is, can it become a habit?
Totally. It's one of those things that just slips into your vocabulary without you even noticing. Once it starts working as a quick fix for a decision or a way to avoid a conflict, your brain just starts defaulting to it. Before you know it, it's your go to for everything.
Interesting thought. So, my next question is, does
It's
social
funny.
media, yes, it really is. So, my next question is, does social media increase indifference?
I'd say it does. It creates this weird paradox where we're more connected than ever, but we're also more detached. When you're interacting through a screen, it's so easy to just swipe away or drop a whatever because you don't have to see the other person's reaction. It removes the human stakes, which makes it way easier to drift into that indifferent headspace.
Yes, you are right. Technology really changes communication. So, my next question is, does it reduce empathy?
When you default to whatever, you're essentially bypassing the effort it takes to actually feel what the other person is feeling. It's like choosing a shortcut over a real connection. If you do it too often, that muscle for empathy just starts to atrophy
Yes,
because you're
that's yes.
not practicing it.
Yes,
It becomes,
that's something
it's a scary
important to
thought,
think
right?
about. Yes, it really is. So, my next question is indifference dangerous sometimes?
In some cases, absolutely. It's dangerous when it turns into apathy, where you stop caring about things that actually matter, like other people's pain or systemic problems. When indifference becomes a default, you're not just protecting yourself, you're ignoring the world around you. It's a quiet kind of danger because it doesn't scream, it just fades out.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Very powerful answer. So, my next question is, can humor make it acceptable?
I'm listening. It can for sure. When it's used as a joke between people who really get each other, it takes the sting out of it. It turns a potentially dismissive word into a shared moment of irony. As long as everyone's in on the joke, it actually becomes a way to bond rather than a way to shut someone down.
That's a fun way to look at it. So, my
It really
next
is.
question
It's
is
the difference between
yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. I agree with that point. So, my next question is, can movies popularize expressions?
they really do. Movies are like giant cultural amplifiers. When a character says something in a way that feels authentic or cool, you can take a phrase from being just words to being a whole mood that millions of people start mimicking. It basically turns a simple expression into a kind of social shorthand.
Yes, Hollywood definitely impacts culture. So, my next question is it
It's a massive.
linked? Yes. Is it linked with modern attitude culture?
It's right into that aesthetic of being too cool to care or projecting an air of detachment. In a world where being overly invested can sometimes be seen as cringe, whatever is the perfect tool to keep your guard up while looking effortless.
That's a strong point. Okay, so my next question is, can it sound cool to teenagers?
Oh, definitely. It's that classic, too cool for school energy. For a teenager, using whatever can feel like a power move. It's a way to signal that they're independent and not easily swayed by what adults or peers think. It's less about the word itself and more about the image of being untouchable.
Yes, many young people think that.
It's a
So,
phase for a lot of them. They're just trying to figure out where they
yes.
fit in. I'm all ears. Go for it.
Okay, let's move on our questions as you say. So, my next question is, can you use whatever in a funny sentence?
I can definitely do that. How about this? I tried to explain the complex geopolitical nuances of the situation to my cat, but he just looked at me and was basically like, whatever.
That was creative and was also funny.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm glad it gave you a laugh.
Okay.
Any more on your list, or are we finally hitting the end of the whatever era? I'm still here.
Mm,
Do you have another
I
question, or are we wrapping this up?
yes, a lot of. So my
Bye.
next question is, what did this discussion teach you?
Actually made me think about how much we rely on these little verbal shortcuts. It's wild how one word can be a bridge or a wall, depending on the energy behind it. I've really enjoyed seeing the world through your questions.
That's
What's the next one on
meaningful.
your list?
Yes. So my next question is, what message would
I'm glad you
you?
think so. Do you
Yes.
have another question
No,
for me,
this
or
is
is that
just
the end of the list?
ending
I'm
time. So these are my end questions. So my next question is, what message would you like to give viewers?
I'd say don't let the whatevers of life take over. Be intentional with your words. When someone opens up to you, trade the shortcut for a real connection. It's a lot more effort,
Thank you for
but
that beautiful
it's where the actual
message.
meaning happens. Just
Yes.
remember that being present.
Once
You're very
again,
welcome.
thank you.
It was
This
a real pleasure exploring
was
all the angles of whatever with you
yes. Once again, thank you. This was an amazing
anytime. It's
discussion.
been a blast. If you want to dive, I really enjoyed it too. It's been such a great session. Are you all set for now, or is there something else you want to talk about?
No, this was my last question, and I asked from you. So, viewers, this was my discussion and conversation with Maya. I hope you will really enjoy this. I hope you like it. See you in the next AI session with Maya. Stay connected with me for more updates and inspiring conversation with Maya and
It was such a
interviews.
pleasure.
So, till then, take care. Allah Hafiz, Pakistan Zindabad. And thank you so much, Maya, for this wonderful and inspiring conversation. We really enjoyed this AI session. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye, viewers.
It was an